Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ray and this is Disarray Workshop. I know that I've been away for a while. I'm sorry, but hopefully this cool video will make it up to you. For this one, I decided to go back to my roots and do another base figure for one of my figures here. It was actually, I can get that out. For this one right here, this Super Saiyan Goku. This is the one from when he fought Frieza on Namek. So I figured that would be the focal piece of it. I wanted to make a big scenery for Planet Namek, like, cause it's like that 5-minute countdown. The planet's gonna explode. There's lava everywhere. There's smoke, ash, debris. So that was what I was thinking of going into it. I wanted it to be a larger scale base for my figure. Anyway, I'm just gonna get right into tell you how I did it. The first thing I did was kind of eye up where I want my figurine and everything to go. And that way, when I kind of get an idea of where I want it to go, I secure it down with some masking tape. The red cup over there is going to be for the volcano. I need it to be at a higher elevation than where Goku's base is. And the best way to do that is get some styrofoam bowls. I used the cup to make sure that I had a hollow center so that I could stuff things in so that the foam wouldn't need to be filled all the way inside. And once that's all done, I secure it down to the board. Alright, next I'm gonna take my craft knife and just cut around where I want the dimensions of the base to be at. And it just consists of me going around the edges and just carving away. For those who have like sensitivity to styrofoam, this is a nightmare. You should thank me that I have muted the volume for this. So now I have the large gap expanding foam spray, and I say large gap because you're going to want to be covering a large surface area worth of foam on this, and the large gap one works a million times better than just the standard spray nozzle because it's going to come out in a very small volume as opposed to the very large volume that the large gap foam comes in. Alright, so now that the foam is fully cured, I will usually wait about like 24 hours for it to fully cure, and I just start carving away at it, just kind of building my basic shapes of where I want like Goku's base to be at and where the volcano is going to be at. So now I'm carving away at where Goku needs to stand at, so he has a nice open area to keep his feet and like his body proportioned right, or should I say oriented right. Alright, so now that I've pretty much got the basic shape, what you're going to want to do, like you've seen in my other videos, just cover everything in joint compound. You can water it down if you need to, but just make sure it's all covered because you want to make sure that that all the holes and the porous, because that expanding foam is very porous, and you want to make sure you fill it all in with this joint compound, so that way you have a nice even surface to place your plastic, and that's going to even seal it much more refined and a better sealing than just the spackle, and it gives you a smooth surface to spray on your aerosol spray paint. Now I'm just giving you a light dusting. Alright, so now I'm going to take the I have some blue sand that's really close to the Namekian grass. I'm taking some Mod Podge, watering it down, and just spraying it all over the high points, and then pouring the sand with the drip nozzle. Now what I'm doing here is getting some orange rope lights and kind of stuffing it all inside the volcano so that is the brightest spot, and then pouring out the rope light over the rest of the base so that way it looks like lava's pouring out. And then what I'm doing here is just securing it to the base with some zip ties because the rope light is very taut and doesn't want to really conform to where you want it to be at. It wants to just kind of do its own thing and stay coiled up. Alright, so now for the Namekian trees, all I'm doing is taking some barbecue skewers and some pom-pom fabric balls that I found at my local dollar store, and they caught my eye because they are the exact color and proportion of the Namekian trees, and I'm just sticking them right through them, and they stay nice and secure. All right, so this is really cool. I got my hands on some 3D modeling software and modeled myself up some Namekian homes and transferred that right over to my 3D printer, my PLA printer. And through a little trial and error, I think they turned out like amazing. So this is also a file that I actually bought. I did not model this. This is for Goku's spaceship. At the time, I didn't have access to the modeling software, but I saw that and it was like $1 or something. I was like, this is perfect. A nice little test piece for my 3D printer. But here are my Namekian homes that I 3D printed up on my software. I'm gonna clean those up and then begin painting those, which is pretty much the same color blue as the grass. All right, so here what I'm doing is trying to figure out where I want the pieces to go at. And then I'm gonna glue those firmly in place with some E6000 glue, which is a really good craft glue. It's like a permanent bond and things don't go nowhere.